PC Master Camp is the accelerator. PC Master Camp is the accelerator of the next big personal brands.
It is the most interactive and transformative 3-day virtual camp you'll ever attend in the Philippines.
You will be equipped with the clarity, direction, and foundation for creating a unique, effective, and profitable personal brand.
Discover your strengths and learn how to leverage them.
Obtain the technical skills and knowledge to maintain and grow your brand.
You will do all of this with close guidance, support, and accountability from the community.
Learn from the coaches that specialize in different areas of brand building such as strengths mastery, brand identity, brand growth, graphic design, and writing.
Passionate Creators is a community of remarkably supportive and purpose-driven individuals.
Pursuing what you love and reaching for the stars will be the new normal once you're surrounded with brand builders and thought leaders.
It's your turn to transform your passion into a living.
Transform your plan to action
And make your message go viral. In PC Master Camp, passions will be made real. This is where it starts.
PC Master Camp is for you.
Enroll now.
See you in the Master Camp.
All right. Hola, I'm Heidi and this is Womoney. Thank you po for being here. And I'm so excited because we are on the third installment of our 4-episode special for this month of Women's Month. Women's Month special, okay? So, I'm very, very excited right now kasi yung topic talaga na to, I think among the 4 topics that I have prepared for this month, ito yung pinakahirap ako. Okay, nakikita nyo, payat ako, yung mga tao nagsasabi, oh, fit ka naman, ganyan. Pero hindi kasi talaga siya nakikita sa kung ano lang yung panlabas. And I admittedly, I'm really that person na talagang hindi rin ako, I'm not living as healthy as I should be given my age. So I think this episode will resonate also to those people who have or who are having a hard time, especially now na nasa pandemya tayo. And those women, of course, na talagang sobrang nahihirapan sila because they are thinking about getting healthy or getting fit, but they really don't know where to start. Okay, we have started with the core nung first week, the relationship with the Lord, and then the second week it's about strength. So from the innermost of our body right now, nandito na tayo sa surface kung paano natin aalagaan yung physical matter, yung ating katawan mismo. Okay, and I'm very excited because two of my guests for tonight, actually my guest for tonight will be discussing with me their journey about din sa physical fitness ka and how to be healthy, especially sa atin din, no? Hindi lang naman din sa pag-usapan natin yung journey nila so that we could be inspired to do the same to ourselves as well. Okay, nako, ito na. So, uumpisahan muna natin sa ating unang guest. Okay, our first guest is a multi-awarded financial literacy advocate, and he is also a nurse, by the way, and he is a fitness enthusiast. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Angelo Garcia.
Ayan, good evening.
Hi,
Thank you,
Angelo.
Heidi, for having me here. Ayan, good evening,
Ayan.
everyone.
I am so
Sana
excited
naririnig
also
ko yung
dahil
ating mga audience.
mamaya mabubuhay yung mga yan kapag magtatanong na sila. Okay, thank you, Jelly, for being here and for taking this invitation. Sobrang na-appreciate ko talaga. And I know we will be able to learn a lot from you mamaya during the course of our conversation. And of course, eto na, our second guest. Medyo tongue twister ako dito kasi introduction ko kay Doktora. Okay, she is a board-certified doctor of medicine and fellow of the Philippine Orthopedic Association who practices orthopedic surgery with subspecialties of foot and ankle surgery and sport medicine and arthroscopy. Her pre-medicine is BS Physical Therapy from the University of Santo Tomas. She is a Doctor of Medicine graduate from St. Luke's College of Medicine. She is an orthopedic surgery residency in St. Luke's Medical Center. And nag-train lang naman po siya in Australia for 2 fellowships in Adelaide, one in Adelaide, South Australia for sports medicine and arthroscopy, and the other one is in Newcastle, New South Wales for foot and ankle surgery. So ladies and gentlemen, please all welcome Dr. I. Gamboa, MD, FPOA. Oh my gosh, ang dami nun! Hi, Doctora! Oh, wow, my heart!
Hi.
Doctora, thank you for being here. Sobrang excited
Thank you.
ako. And,
Welcome.
syempre, sumisilip din ang kanyang baby girl na napaka-sweet. Say
Yeah,
hi!
she wants to say hi, but she'll say hi later.
Okay. All right. So before we start, no, of course, I've already introduced you and what you do, but I want to know also, in your own words, how would you describe what you're doing right now? And I know Doctora is a nurse and orthopedic surgeon, and Jalo naman is a financial literacy advocate. But let me know about how is it like in your week or in your day. Paano niyo ni-spend yung time ninyo when you are alone or in the house lang?
Jello, you go first.
Ayan,
Sige, ako ang first guest eh.
hello again, guys. Good evening. All right, what I do know, what makes me busy, lalo na nung nag-start ng ating pandemic. Actually, when the pandemic starts, that's the start of my career as well as a financial advocate or financial literacy advocate, no? Because I started in this career in between when the pandemic's about to start then. So nag-lockdown. So what I did, I really maximized my time with my trainings, no? Na kailangan for this job na kinuha kong panibago. And also since it's more of the pandemic situation, talagang I made myself available to become healthy, fitter, you know, not just physically, mentally, okay, spiritually, socially, and even to my family. Actually, in a holistic approach, you know. Later on, I will share more about it talaga, and I believe people or our audience will really, as much as possible, na ma-inspire sila with my sharing. Thank you.
Okay. How about you, Doctora?
Yeah, okay. So, first, let me introduce myself to your audience. My name is Dr. I. Gamboa. Yes, that is my real name, AI. It's pronounced I. It means love. And just as my name implies, I try to give love everywhere. And first and foremost, in the words of BTS, is love yourself. I have to spread that seriously. I'm a major BTS and army out there. So if any of your audience members are Army Borahay, so one thing I think that should come out from my messages is basically love yourself. And if you love yourself, you have to love yourself not just mentally. And the topic at hand tonight is about loving yourself physically. Why? Not because you want to look good, you want to have the big boobs, the big butt, the small waist, and looking all buff and all that. It's not about that. It's loving yourself so that you know that you are healthy. Healthy meaning your body is functioning at the right age of at your age level or even younger. So as a small introduction, a lot of my patients are really surprised whenever they ask me how old I am. I am 41 years old. My fitness journey started many moons ago when I was still a teenager. In fact, even when I was younger, I don't know if my family members are watching right now, but I was always known as the chubby one. My nickname in high school, in elementary and high school was always Fatty, Fatso, or Fat Eye, or whatever, you name it. It always had the term fat in front of it. So I guess in a way, mentally, it kind of hit me, but that was not just the whole of it. I was never really bothered with the whole fat idea. But what really bothered me was the fact that I was really hyper. I was really sporty. I was in a lot of varsities, but I wasn't as fit as I wanted to be. I couldn't run that fast. I couldn't jump that high. But I had the passion. I had the I had basically the drive to go, but I just wasn't physically capable of doing that. And So for my pre-med, it's not nursing. I went into physical therapy. So physical therapy is a very, uh, should I say, biomechanical, the way the human body works, and how it basically moves. And it made me understand my body a lot more. And straight after physiotherapy, I decided to become a fitness trainer and an aerobics instructor. And from then on, that was
Whoa,
already
I didn't know that.
Yes. So when I was 20, all the way until I was 30. So even when I was in med school, when I was doing residency training, I was a fitness instructor. So I was teaching various classes. So back then in the year 2000s, it was all about dance aerobics, high-low, step aerobics, Taibo back then. Baka hindi ba kayo buhay dyan, Jello. But that was the uso back then. Puro, dun, 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 dun,
Tayo
dun.
pong ano.
Taibo,
Baka
high-low.
nagda-dance. Doktora,
Yes,
baka
and I'm
nagda-dance revolution ka pa.
Yes, Just Dance on Nintendo Switch. So yeah, so basically because of my involvement in being a fitness trainer and aerobics instructor, I learned a lot. I went through a lot of training, American Council in Exercise with my background of anatomy and medical physiotherapy. I decided 2 years after working, because I didn't take med school immediately after I graduated physiotherapy. I worked for 2 years because I burned out. I burned out studying. But then I realized my ultimate dream was not to be at the butt end of it, but I wanted to be at the very beginning and diagnose the patient, what was going on with their body, what's happening, what injuries you have, and try and make them prevent these injuries, basically. And that's what got me into medicine and landing me in orthopedic surgery, which is my first love. So yes, I do surgeries and I fix you if you need to be fixed, but I always believe prevention is better than cure. Okay, so prevention, we will talk about it more later on, and how to basically keep a healthy lifestyle. And it should always start off by loving yourself first. So that's now you know why I love myself so much despite being called a fatty my whole life.
Yeah, that's very inspiring, Doctora. And yes, your family is watching, according to G. Gamboa Higgins. They are
Where
here. So they
can she chat? I
can
can't
you
see
see it
them.
on the right side? Here,
No, I
here.
cannot.
There. Oh, there.
I don't. Do I have to go on the comments? Oh,
Ayan.
ang dami pa ng comments. Yes, your family is watching. Hello, family.
Di ba? So, I nagustuhan ko yung mga sinabi niyo, especially with Jello, that he said that his journey is really holistic in terms of not just being physically fit, but also yung spiritual niya and all the aspects of his life during this pandemic. Talagang na-marry niya lahat ng mga gusto niyang mangyari. And it turned out well with him. And to you naman, Doktora, it's a very inspiring story because minsan, I think, yun din yung nag-drive sa atin to do whatever it takes to be fit or something, kasi nagsisimula din sa mga panloloko ng mga ibang tao, and at the back of our mind, even though if you're saying na okay lang yan kasi at least cute ako, ganyan ganyan, but at the back of your head naapektuhan ka rin, and you're doing something to improve on yourself, and that's really really amazing. So nakakatuwa siya talaga. Narinig ko na yung story mo, Doktora, on your fitness journey. I want now to hear naman from Jello. Kamusta naman yung kanyang fitness journey? When did you start being, Jello, conscious about your health? Tell us about it.
Actually, it started way back during my college days. Because that time I was still fat. Okay, when we say fat, chubby cheeks, no, with big belly button, and also I'm only 5'3" kasi. So alam mo yung itsura ko, they also call me like this Pokemon, like I forgot the name, but I look like a Pokemon, no? So kung saan bilog yung ulo, bilog din yung katawan. And then I'm short, 5'3" lang ako. So I'm always inaasar ako ng mga bata pa. So it
Welcome to my
started
world.
during
I feel you. I feel you. Don't worry.
Opo. So that time, I feel talagang parang naliit din ako sa sarili ko. So I got discouraged as well with my studies kasi I only have few friends, no? And then, kumbaga during those days then parang siguro with the adolescent years na rin, yung iba, mga kasamahan ko, talagang they look good na. they look fit na at the same time. So I don't have that idea na parang paano sila nagkaganon at that age, same with my age. So sabi ko, inalam ko. So I did my own research, no? So and then I knew that actually it's the gym. Tapos doon na na-entertain sa akin ng father ko yung gym. Then actually, I'm not sure no if I'm going to share na. And then because I have my slides with me, I prepared some slides for this
Oh,
session.
wow.
So I'm not sure if do I need to share for that.
Please share.
You're on mute, miss.
You're muted, Heidi. Heidi, you're muted.
Okay, nakamute pala ako. Gusto ko makita yung
Yes.
slides na yan. Wait lang, magtatawag muna tayo.
Yeah,
Wait lang
sure.
ha. Sige. Go ahead. You may kwento pa.
All right. So, to be exact, I was at that 15, 16 years old, no, during my college days. And then, so parang nahirapan din ako magkaroon ng relationship kasi talagang kumbaga mababa yung self-esteem ko. And even my family, my sisters and even my parents, parang inaasar pa din nila ako. So, doon ko parang hinugutan. Doon ko hinugutan na parang I want to look good. I want to feel good for myself as well. So, sabi ko nga nung nakita ko kung how to do the gym or how to use the gym, no? So, nag-enroll po ako. Nag-enroll ako and then at the same time, maybe because of my enthusiasm to do fitness, naging part ako ng company, of that company. And that's the start of my fitness journey. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Teka lang ha, gagawa natin ng paraan na ma-flash natin yun. I think you have to send it to me kasi bago natin siya ma-flash. But I really want to see that. So later, babalikan natin yung mga pictures
Miss
mo.
Heidi, I have a share.
Yes.
I have my share screen here on my side. I can
Sige.
show
Oh, yeah.
screen.
Good. Sige,
Let me
go
try
ahead.
now. Ayan. And let me know if you can see my screen now, guys. Ayan. Can you see my screen? Can you see yourself on my screen? Or now I'm sharing my slide.
Wait lang. Oh, not yet pa.
Can you see it now?
Not yet pa. Can you
Sure,
try
sure.
to send it to me? Here. Ito na, I saw it na. Oh, there. Okay.
Okay, wait lang. Na-close ko. Kala ko hindi mo
Sige.
nakikita. Wait po.
Sige. One more time.
Alright.
Okay. Let me know kapag okay na.
Ayan. Alright.
Okay.
Ayan, because
Ayan.
why did I prepare for this slide, no? Because for me it's more kasi parang photographic memory kumbaga, parang it's easier for me to understand things kapag may nakikita at the same time. So hopefully
Parehas
this will
tayo,
help no, to
Angelo.
the people. Yes. Can you see my screen na po?
Yes.
All right. Maybe I can begin now with my sharing na po. All right. So yeah, guys, welcome and good evening to everyone. No, so tonight's session will be, we call it Womoney Talks. Okay, and we were gonna talk about, or I'm going to share with you what we call fitter, healthier, and happier. And this will tell us the importance of fitness to achieve success. No, okay. So maybe I can start now by introducing myself. All right. Oh, I'm Angelo Garcia. Okay, I'm one of the financial advisor, as you notice there, because I work in a what do you call this insurance industry. Okay, I'm 30 years old, male, non-smoker, walang bisyo, and of course insured and invested. Okay, I have my investment, so it means no, if someone out there no, kaya may check yan, maybe I can tell na parang ito yung parang dapat at least basic for each and every one of us, no? All right. So what about me? Okay, so I'm actually a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, 2011, way back 2011. I also was registered in 2011. So what about being a nurse, no? Since then, I have this what we call tender love and care, and also with this holistic approach kind of mindset. What do we mean by holistic? You know, in medicine, it is actually characterized by the treatment of the whole person. You know, in taking into account mental man yan or social factors rather than just the symptoms of the disease. But when we say a holistic approach in related to the parang in reality, in real life, not just being a nurse, you know, yun na nandiyan na yung being physical, okay, mental, okay, spiritual, di ba? And even the how approach with the other people. And also I apply this what we call SMART goal in my life, from being a nurse. So because during that days na nag-aaral ako, until now, okay, kasama ko na to sa buhay ko of being smart. When we say smart, di ba, I think alam na to ng lahat. It's being specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bounded in terms of your goal. And also when we say goal setting. Okay? And then, what about my family? Actually, yeah, we are five in the family. I'm the second and only boy. Okay, but the other guy there is actually my brother-in-law. And we also have pets, no, dogs. So I'm a pet lover. And I stay around here in Makati, kung baka kung may mga kapitbahay ako
Ang
dyan,
dami rin yung
say
Shih
hi
Tzu.
there. Yeah, it's Shih Tzu and Lhasa Apso. So the father is now 14 years old, the mother is 8 years old, and I have seven kids. Actually, yan ay apo ng aking parents, no? And then, yes. So how did I start with my journey, no? So first, I managed to work in Fitness First Philippines way back in 2012, in RCBC Platinum branch. And I got my certification there as a certified personal trainer. And as well as, as I started being a fitness trainer, maganda rin yung parang naging performance ko. And then I became the trainer of the month for 3 consecutive months. And way back, I'm already 19 years old, no? So my journey there, so masasabi ko, diyan ko nakuha yung CPT ko or being a certified personal trainer. Next to it is I managed to work abroad, I managed to work abroad as a branch manager in Dance Gym, Singapore. Okay, it took me 1 year lang naman for this branch, okay, because I managed 2 branches there. Then I got conflict because kasi maybe difficult with their culture, something like that. So more of sales and management. So in short, dito ko nakuha yung management training ko of how to manage people and also when it comes to sales. And then on top of that, after Dennis Gym, I got Genesis Gym also in Singapore, and I worked there for almost 5 years. Oh no, 4 years. 4 years. 4 years. It's actually a community gym, no? I'm also a branch manager there. Same thing. It hardens my sales and management skills. Then I got promoted, no? Pagka sinabi natin journey natin. So ano yung mga parang magandang takbo ng aking journey during those days? And then next to it would be my current situation or current job now as an insurance agent or financial advisor here in Asa, Philippines, wherein I have my own team with me, and also I'm under a branch. Okay, then my team here on the left side, and then the right side is my branch team. So in the nutshell, okay, so I'm actually a registered nurse, a certified fitness coach, and as a certified health specialist. And it's all related to what I'm going to share with you tonight. Okay? Because as you notice, no, on my journey, lahat yan health related and fitness related. Then pinasukan na natin ng insurance. Okay? But then when we say insurance kasi
Yes.
parang doon napapasok is not just about spending money, but more of all in general approach, on how you're going to manage your finances in terms of your health or even to your investment, something like that. So I'm going to share with you first is what we call programs that I can share with you, no, para masabi natin paano ko na i-apply to myself, being healthy and fit. So on your right side, so ito ako nung nag-start ako ng my fitness journey. So I'm going to share with you first is what we call a program na tinatawag nating German body composition. And by the way, don't worry, I'm not going to share all the exercise programs with you. Maybe these are the top 3 na masasabi kong very effective, no, in my journey with my fitness. Okay? Miss Heidi, sorry, hindi ko nakita kung may question or comment or what. Kasi yung screen ko
Yeah,
lang.
so
Let
far
me know.
wala pa naman.
Ayan. Alright, let me begin with German body composition. What is this ba, guys? No, in summary, actually, it's a pairing of upper and lower body exercises, performing moderate repetition ranges, and limiting rest between sets that led you to increase in muscle size and fat loss. So ngayon, guys, parang what I'm sharing with you, no, you can take down notes as well, or even you can apply it to you, no, para masabi natin how to get a physically fit body, something like that. And this will help us, no, by saying na going from a lower body movement to an upper body movement. This will allow
Yeah,
one area to recover while the other works. Yes.
correct. Siguro, Jello, before we go to physical fitness, no, I want
Yes.
to just to ano lang, just to moderate the flow of the program, since we only have 1 hour for
Ah, sure,
everything.
sure.
So siguro what we can do is we can discuss first yung mga I don't know if Doctora was had parang diet before, or both of you, no, this is actually a question for both of you. During your fitness journey ba, before we go on dun sa mga physical activities that we have, or you want to share, both of you wants to share later on, I want to know first, were there types of diet that you have tried or you have not tried before until you were able to settle with what you have right now? Kasi 'di ba parang ang dami kasing mga diets available in the market, or in outside, or 'di ba yung mga popular diets that
Yes,
we have right
yes.
now. But what can you say about it? Siguro sinimulan ko muna kay Doktora. Doktora, what can you say about the diets that are going on right now, and what are the diets that you have tried before you were able to settle doon sa kung ano na yung ginagawa mo ngayon?
Okay, so yeah, when it comes to diet, I am actually not a believer of them. Actually, well, believer is a too harsh a word. I personally do not do them. Okay, there are so many diets out there. Sometimes they can be attributed to fads because it's like, it works for some people, it might not work for some. For others, right now, you've heard of intermittent fasting and ketogenic diet, which works in tandem. Fine, that is all okay. But each and every one of these diets, through my medical career, et cetera, have basically have one thing. They have one thing in common, and that is creating a caloric deficit. Meaning, all these diets are meant to target a caloric deficit in your body. So these will only really work if you are in the overweight and morbidly obese. So before you start out on any diet at all, it is best that you seek medical attention first. Seek medical attention from your cardiologist, from your endocrinologist if you're diabetic, or if you have a thyroid problem, or if you're a healthy individual, come and see me. Even an orthopedic surgeon who's into sports, or even your OBGYN who's into sports is this your slide, my slide? Sorry,
Yeah,
I got
no, I'm just showing the picture. I'm just showing the picture that you sent me also.
Yes, because anyone who knows me, especially my family, I eat a lot. I am a big eater and I am a big foodie. So I always balance that out. If I'm going to eat big for dinner or eat big for lunchtime, I make sure I balance it out by doing a big workout. Okay, so
Yep.
I have that. I have that much energy, so I make sure I balance it out. I am a great believer in balance. I don't like to deprive myself of anything. I eat my carbs. I eat white rice, red rice, brown rice, white bread, wheat bread, you name it. But as I got older, above the age of 35, I noticed that I have to cut down on the white stuff. So I try and not eat white rice too often. I try not to eat white bread too often. I've been eating a lot of whole grains, red rice, brown rice, brown bread. Right now, I'm on this sourdough bread, which I really love. I love
Yep.
my vegetables. Okay, I eat vegetables raw, cooked, whatever, and I eat a lot of protein. I am a meat eater. Sorry to the vegans out there, but I am a meat eater. But I don't mind the plant-based diet as well. I love the chickpeas. I've tried corn. I've tried veggie meat. Remember, I don't know, back then in the year 2000s, there was this restaurant called Bodhi. It was all about veggie, and it's no longer available. But Bodhi was really nice. They made micro protein meat, which was actually really good. So if you can get your protein from anywhere else, go ahead, be it meats or plants. And most importantly, of course, getting your healthy oils and fats in your diet. So if you look at a real healthy diet plan, you don't look at it as a pyramid. You don't look at it as an intermittent fasting where you have a 16 hours red zone where you don't eat, and then there's the green zone, 8 hours that you can eat. I look at my diet as a healthy plate, okay, which is basically the WHO warranted way of eating healthy. It's no longer the pyramid; it's the healthy plate. So you have to cut your plate into four equal parts, but it's in most cases it should be basically two big quarters and two small quarters. The two big quarters should definitely be your vegetables and your fruits. That should be half your plate already. And the other two quarters are your whole grains and the healthy proteins and the healthy fats. Okay. If you want to know more nutritional education, you can either go to your nutritionist or have a checkup with your doctor before you try any diet plan. Now, I guess other people out there have questions on what kind of diets are out there. I am like Jello, a holistic or basically a balanced diet person. I eat everything. But for those of you who are into the low carb diet, what is a low carb diet? Basically, a low carb diet is you don't eat carbs or you eat fewer carbs. So instead of, let's say, one whole cup of rice, you're only eating a quarter cup of rice a meal or even half a cup of rice a meal. And you eat more protein and fats. Okay. The low fat diet, on the other hand, you have equal proteins and carbohydrates in your diet, but you just have no fats, no butter, no oils, no nothing. You don't fry your food. It's basically low fat, but you do have carbs in that diet. Then, of course, we go to the paleo diet. The paleo diet is basically eating non-processed or minimally processed food and Paleolithic foods. Paleolithic foods literally means you eat like the caveman eats. You don't eat anything from the supermarket. Everything you get is from the market. Meat, vegetables, grains, legumes, etc. That's what the paleo diet is. It's a non-processed type of diet, which for me I'm more inclined to because it allows you to eat healthy grains, healthy protein, but it just doesn't make you eat processed food, which is good because processed food, who wants to eat processed food, right? Then the other diet is basically the ketogenic diet and the intermittent fasting. So what's the difference between ketogenic diet and the intermittent fasting? Basically, they work in tandem because when you do intermittent fasting, you do end up going into a state of ketosis, which is what the ketogenic diet is basically does. It basically puts you in a no carb diet, not a low carb, but no carb diet. That's what the ketogenic diet is. You do not
No
eat
carb at
carbs,
all.
no carbs at all, but high protein and high fat. That is what a ketogenic diet strictly is. Okay. When you go into intermittent fasting, people pair it up with a ketogenic diet because it helps them go into a state of ketosis, meaning their body is going to burn the fat more than they are burning the carbs. So if you eat more carbs, the carbs will be stored as fat and will be stored as glycogen, and that will be the first fuel source that you will use. What ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting makes you do is makes you go into the fat source of your body. So that's the reason why you lose fat faster, which for me really works in the morbidly obese and the overweight people. Again, you should not start these diets unless you get a medical checkup because there could be potential harm if you go into a ketogenic diet. If you have an underlying diabetic problem, you could go into what we call ketoacidosis, which is a deadly problem. So before you try any diet at all, please seek help from professionals. I'm just giving you what I have done for myself and what I have been preaching to my patients now that I've checked them up. Okay. But for those who are relatively healthy and want to try to go on a health train, you're not exactly overweight, but you just want to live healthy, start by balancing out your diet. Just balance it out. Look at this plate right there on your screen. Half the plate should be vegetables and fruits. The other half, whole grains and healthy proteins and fats. That's basically it. Balance is the key. You're on
Yeah,
mute,
that's
Heidi.
right. So, um, ayan. Nawala si Jello, but yeah.
Oh,
So, it's ano no, it's sobrang dami. It's overwhelming talaga. Even yung learning about the different kinds of diet, sometimes it confuse you and sometimes you just settle for something na uh, most popular kasi without even asking for any
correct.
health
Yes.
specialist kung talagang okay siya sa'yo, no? So,
Yes.
while we are waiting for Jello, kasi Jello is having a bad signal kanina. So,
Yeah.
Doctora, I want to ask you first, no? So, why do you think is it important for women or anyone to still consider health and fitness, especially during this time when we are just at home na naka-quarantine tayo or hindi tayo pwedeng lumabas masyado. So, why is it still important na dapat kumikilos pa rin tayo lalo? All the more, no?
Okay, so let's take a typical average middle class Filipino. More often than not, their job is going to be in the BPO, the IT, or some kind of office job. So, which means you are going to be forced to sit 8 to 12 hours on a desk in front of a computer and sitting down. Our bodies were not made to be sitting down. If we were meant to be sitting down, we'd be quadrupeds walking on all fours because our backs are supposed to be slouched. But we're bipedal, meaning we're supposed to be upright. Okay, we're supposed to be walking on 2 feet. That's the reason why we ended up walking on 2 feet, and our spine is made out into those curvature to keep our body upright. Okay, so that means sitting down all day will have a lot of lifestyle and occupational hazards on your back. And without you going into some form of exercise to get the flexibility of the hips, the shoulders, and the back going, and as well as combining it with core strengthening and shoulder strengthening, your core, the whole center of your body is just going to basically collapse and you're going to get aches and pains. You're going to go into those dreaded occupational hazards, the neck ache, the back ache. You're going to be coming to see me, and I see them. Like, if you give me 10 patients, 9 out of 10 are occupational hazards: carpal tunnel, neck ache, back ache, hip pain. It's only the occasion that you go into recreational sports that you'll have the sprain, the ACL tear, the shoulder injuries. But nowadays, especially in the work from home, I always see those occupational hazards. So why is it important? Not just in women, but in men in general, is because of that lifestyle, the sedentary lifestyle. We're sitting down all day, every day. But let's say if that's
Yeah.
not your job. You're a stay-at-home mom. You're someone who likes to bake. You're a plantita. Oh my God, the plantita era. You know, everyone's going into potting and planting. Oh my gosh, Mama Dance, I don't know if you're watching, but anyway, lifting those heavy pots, okay, lifting those heavy pots entails a lot of repetitive stress over and over again on the back. And if you don't maintain a healthy lifestyle of core strength and flexibility and endurance of your muscles, they're going to give out eventually. Okay. So that's, I see, one of the things in our world right now why being healthy or being physically active is really important. Okay. Getting yourself into some form
Yeah,
of activity where your muscle
an
endurance and
exercise.
muscle strength, correct, and exercise. It doesn't have to be, hardcore. Oh, I'm lifting like the 45 pound Olympic barbell. No, body weight exercise, calisthenics, a simple walk outside for 30 minutes with your dog is also going to do you good.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one, exercise. And number two, eating healthy. Why am I targeting the balanced diet, the non-processed diet? Because processed food nowadays is filled with additives, extenders, nitrates. Oh my gosh, you name it. All these weird chemicals that are added that is not really meant to be there. And these, unfortunately, extenders and artificial substances, they do wreak havoc on your endocrine system. And that's the reason why there's a rapid rise in diabetes right now. It's not just the sugar, it's also the fat and the processed stuff inside the additives inside the processed foods. So staying away from those. I'm not saying that you have to eradicate them because they're there. I mean, you want to treat yourself to a milk tea every now and then, You want to
Yeah.
you want to eat a bit of pizza with pepperoni. I'm not saying that I eat it as well, but it's not like I'm gonna have it every day. I don't order these foods every day. I will treat myself one in a week. You know what I mean? But if you're someone who's, like I said, sitting down all day, tamad ka na magluto because you're just working and working and working, you'll just order, right? You're going to order and you're just
Na,
gonna,
ako ba yung sinasabi mo, Dok?
sorry. Parang guilt,
Oh my
guilty.
gosh, okay. So
Yeah,
guilty,
so
so guilty.
Yeah, so that's one thing that I want you guys to know, that even though they are readily available, it does not mean that you need to have it all the time. Okay, because these are potentially
Mm-mm.
dangerous over time. You've seen diabetes on the rise, you've seen hypertension on the rise, thyroid problems on the rise, and of course the dreaded C, cancer. Some of these
Yeah, yeah.
cancers come from additives and unnatural food sources. I mean, it's not yet proven, but of course, if we can be as natural as possible, we won't have to get into the pro-oncogenic deterioration. So anyway, as a woman in my 40s, and I've learned 20 years ago that I should be living a healthier lifestyle. Why? Because I would say my dad was diagnosed with hypertension and diabetes quite early. He suffered a lot in his lifetime with so many um, mini strokes, a colonic polyps, GI bleeding,
Mm-mm.
and then of course unfortunately my dad succumbed to liver cancer 2 years ago. So I kind of learned earlier on with how he was living his lifestyle and how I should be living my lifestyle, and I kind of looked upon my mom. So my mom was my role model when I
Mm.
was younger, because I remember a little girl looking at my mom, how wonderfully sexy she was after giving birth to three kids, and there she was in her Jane Fonda outfit. And I think that's what inspired me, that I want to be like that as well. I want to be a fit mom. I want to be someone who's
Mm-mm.
always working out and living healthy. So
So,
yeah, that's basically.
that activity, those activities, you got that from your mom.
Hmm.
You got inspired by your mom.
Yeah, but I
Those
also got
fitness
inspired by my dad.
activities and the.
Yeah. Oh, but you
Mm,
mean
okay.
being
Yeah.
active?
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
being active, yes, I got that from my mom. I think all three of us magkapatid got that from my mom, being active. And we also got kind of negatively inspired by my dad's health woes as well, should we
Yeah,
say.
because of what
So,
happened. No.
yes, we kind of learned earlier on that we don't want to end up having the genetic factor of these,
Mm-mm.
hypertension, diabetes. So I think as a 20-year-old, I was pretty woke already, woke, or should I
Mm.
say educated? I'm trying to use the millennial term. I was woke.
Yeah. Okay. Gusto ko yung mga millennial terms mo, Dr.
Yeah. OMG. Oh my God. BTS. Oh my God.
um,
I'm such a
that's
teacher.
that's my that's my problem, Doktora, kasi as we said nga, no, we're in our 40s already. So I'm just a year younger than you. But yun nga rin yung problema kasi I don't have anything. I don't eat as healthy as I need to, and then I don't have any exercise to live by every day. So
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of worried about what I'm going to end up with in the future. Because although in our family we have a history of cancer, but it's just my lola. But it's there's a higher probability na mag-pass on din siya to me or whoever. Wag naman sana, di ba? Knock on wood talaga siya. But
Yeah.
yun nga I think the only way that I could prevent it is to really start living healthy already. So if ever, for example, like
Correct.
habang wala pa si Jello, because I also want to learn from Jello naman the exercises talaga that he was talking about a while ago. But before
Yeah. He was
he
about to start.
goes in again, I want to ask you first, Doktora. So how about me? For example, ako, problema ko, or yung mga viewers din natin ngayon.
Hmm.
How do we start into that fitness journey? Kasi like me,
Okay.
parang feeling ko, ang tanda ko na, parang, alam mo, matigas na yung buto ko, or it will be very hard for me to start na kasi baka hindi na masyado sumunod yung katawan ko. But how do I start? How do I start with that?
Okay. Well, first of all, mindset. Okay. Mindset. I try to teach. Yeah, mindset. Really, it's starting about. It's about starting to make yourself say, instead of saying I can't. There's nothing as I can't. It's basically I won't. It's not like, oh, I can't do it because I don't have time. No, it's I won't do it because I don't have time. So instead of saying I can't do it, it's because you won't do it. So what do you change it? You don't have time because are not making time. That's basically, it's all about mindset. It's not about I can't, it's because you won't. So first things first, change that mindset. Okay, don't say, oh, I'm too old, marupok na yung bones ko, blah, blah, blah. No, it's never too late to start, okay? Mindset is number one. Okay, sabi ni Doctora, today's the day. Let's do it. It will just take small steps. And it doesn't have to be exercise. It doesn't have to be your diet. It can start off with, you know what? Drinking water. Make sure you buy a Nalgene bottle. I'm not sponsored by Nalgene, but buy, or what's that big canister? 1 liter ones. Because I have Nalgene. I've had my Nalgene for 21 years. Those big bottles that are 1 liter, I carry it around with me every day, okay? And it shows me how much water intake I have. And I go through 2 or 3 of those in a day. And it's really nice because, let me just be a bit vulgar here, I always look at the color of my pee, okay? I always look at the color of my pee. If it's yellow, I don't like it. It has to be almost white. I like to be very, very hydrated. So I don't drink a lot of other drinks. I really drink more water and coffee and tea. That's basically what I drink. So I cut out all kind of sugary drinks. No Coke, no nothing, no anything. So if you can start with that small step, like water. Milk tea. I just went through a little spiel about milk tea. If you are gonna do milk tea, 0% sugar. 0% sugar. About pearl milk tea or what's that? Okinawa milk tea. 0% sugar. Because the powder itself, the milk powder, is already sweetened. You don't need to add any more sugar or sugar syrup. Just 0% sugar. Okay? If you want to drink milk tea. So start with small steps. Mindset, start small. Like I said, start with
Drink
water. Hydration. Yes, hydration is the key. Number 2, another small step you can do is sleep early. Sleep early, wake up early. So how do you do that? Make yourself a goal that you have to finish everything by 9 p.m. Everything is done by 9 p.m. Shut all the lights out. Even your kids should be in bed. Force them to go to bed with you. Sleep early. And number 2, together with sleep early, is wake up early. If you can do those 3 things, you'll already start yourself rolling, because when you wake up early, you can prepare your own food. You can cook your own food. You can prepare things that are healthier. You have more time during the day. In fact, when you wake up at 5 o'clock like I do every day, you'll find out that you have 1 hour to squeeze for yourself for daily calisthenics. So getting a routine.
What is that?
That's a big. Which one? Sorry?
No, what you said. I didn't get that.
Oh, I said that if you sleep early and then wake up early, you will find out you will get a lot more things done in the day. Well, number 1, you can prepare your meals for your family in a healthier way. You can prepare them, beforehand. And you will find that when you do wake up earlier, you will always have that 1 hour to yourself for exercise calisthenics. That's the reason why I wake up really early, because I have that 1 hour for my, which is usually between 5:30 to 6:30, or just that 1 hour early in the morning. I can work out with my mind free and without having to worry about anything else. It may not be for everyone, okay? May not be for everyone. You may be someone who shifts it a little bit because you work at night. But as long as you give yourself that 1 hour for yourself in the day, you can exercise, you can walk, you can do whatever you want. That I think is important, okay? So start with mindset, hydration, sleeping habits, healthy eating, and then exercise. I think those are the 5 things that you would really have to have before you start on the roll of living healthy.
All right. And it doesn't really. No, this is what you said. So I just said, I just place it there para makita rin ng mga audience natin. So it's okay. So mindset tayo, no? Medyo mahirap talaga yung pagka-midnight natin. And everything that you said, I'm not doing it. And
even water?
And even grabe, parang the water doktora. Sobrang pinapagalitan ako ng asawa ko and kami ni Bianca. So just for the knowledge of our audience, the reason why I met Doctora is because of my daughter, because she was the
Yeah.
one who attended to my daughter during the time na talagang nagkakaroon ng sugat yung daliri niya. So si Doctora yung surgeon niya. And siya yung pinaka-favorite talaga naming doctor, no? So as I was saying, so that's really our problem. My daughter and I, we are not drinkers talaga. So, my husband and my son, sila naman talaga yung sobrang inom ng inom na pagising pala ng umaga. Ano na siya,
Yeah.
water na sila kaagad. And before matulog, water din. Ako pagising ko, kape agad. Tapos, during the day, parang nakakalimutan ko na rin na uminom madalas. Kaya, yun din, I really have to work on that. So, and the urine, yung pee, yeah, I also agree with that because that's one thing that alarms me na at nagpapaalala rin sa akin kapag halimbawa iba na yung color. Sorry for this
Color,
money.
right.
And it's really a sign for you to really do or drink as much water as you can because it's really hard kasi it will lead to other illnesses din eh. Like urinary tract infection, diba? And not just that,
Correct.
baka meron
Yeah.
pang humantong pa siya sa kung ano-ano pa. So I like that, Doctora. And so now that I know how to start, ang gusto ko namang tanungin is, for example, I want to exercise na. Of course, for our viewers kasi who wants to start exercising but ang iniisip nila, hindi ako makakapunta sa gym kasi nandito lang tayo sa bahay. So, what are some exercises that you normally do at home na feeling mo magagawa rin ng mga ibang audience natin who doesn't have this dumbbells or weights in the house? So, what are those exercises that they can do?
Oh, yeah. Where's Jello? Dapat siya din do, diba? He's supposed to be showing some
Oo nga.
exercise.
But he's having a hard time connecting in and nakikita ko siya ano siya. But let's start with your your home
Okay.
exercise.
Okay.
And then we go to him pagka nakaka-connect na siya.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm a big balance person. Okay. There's a lot of people who don't like cardio. They don't seem to like running on the treadmill or biking or walking or swimming or what. I do like my cardio. I think it's something to keep your cardiovascular health intact. Not saying that other exercises like lifting weights doesn't, but doing some form of cardio does actually have a lot of benefits. And the most simple exercise that anyone can do is walking. Okay, I'm pretty sure most of your audience here are. I'm not talking to a what do you call this, disabled or a PW person here, but most of us, if not all of us here in this room, are actually capable of walking. We have 2 legs, 2 feet. Just go for a walk. 30 to 40 minutes a day is really helpful. It doesn't have to be a massive space. It can be a parking lot. You just go round and round if you have to. Okay. Walking in place. If you live in a small condo like I do my workouts in the balcony or in my room. I mean, let me show you. That's my workout area. There. And I work out at the balcony outside as well. Just to show you that's how I live my life. So walking in place, jogging in place. You have a small area, just walk, jog. Jumping jacks are very easy for you to do as well. Am I going to have to show you how to do these exercises? Or am I just going to say it?
Well, Doctora, I wouldn't mind.
This is hard. Yeah, so I'm just teaching you that simple exercises that you can do for 30 minutes. Walking, running in place, jogging in place, jumping jacks. Now, if you're going to go into the calisthenics, squats, air squats. So how do you know that you're doing a squat right? Because this is my pet peeve when it comes to workouts, because I'm a physiotherapist and I'm also an orthopedic surgeon. So I'm really big on biomechanics. So when you want to do squats, especially weighted squats or air squats, doing the proper squat is actually really the best. So how do you know you're doing the best squat? you have to think of your squat as you're sitting down into the squat. So I'm going to go back there by my bed and I'm going to show you how to do a squat. Okay?
Oh my gosh, this is so
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you, Doktora. Dapat pala nag-ano rin ako, no? Nag-sporty attire din ako para nasusundan kita.
Yeah. So a real squat is sitting into, you see, some people do this, which is wrong. You should be sitting into your squat, like you're sitting into the bed. Okay, that's how you do a proper squat. Sit into the squat. Okay, so that's what you can do. Air squats. Push-ups are also a very good way of doing upper body calisthenics, but push-ups are not for everyone. A lot of women I find don't have the upper body strength. So if you can't do a push-up, what you can do is start off with a plank. Okay, so do you know what a plank is?
Yes.
Okay, so a plank is.
I'm doing that. I tried
Yeah.
that actually.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to the floor down there where my balls are. Okay, so that's a plank. Okay, so you can do a simple plank or you can do it on your elbow.
Oh yeah, that's what I do, Doktora. So, okay.
Okay, so total body workout can be basically working everything from the core, the legs, the arms, the back muscles, the chest. So all these exercises that I've been trying to say, which are the squats, the push-ups, the planks, they're all total body workouts. And you can actually evolve yourself later on once you've gotten the biomechanics and the routine going to level up from those workouts. So if let's say you take those 3 exercises, you do 25 air squats, take a 10-second break, then you do 10 push-ups, then you take a 20-second break, then you do a plank for 30 seconds, and you take a 20-second break, and you do those 3 exercises 5 times, you've gotten your 30 minutes already. What's so hard about that? Diba? 3 exercises, you've already gotten a total body workout.
Yeah. You just have to
So-
wake up earlier.
Yeah. I find sometimes if I have an early morning surgery, I end up doing my workouts in the afternoon. So like I said, the mindset is I can't. It's not I can't. It's because you won't. So which means you have to make
Yeah.
time. I don't like the word I can't do it. I can't. I don't like that word. It has to be okay. I'll try. I'll find a way. That's how you make yourself.
Gusto ko rin ipakita dito, Doktora, yung mga pictures na sinend mo sa akin. So,
No.
Doktora, you're
okay.
really so cool, diba? So, that's Doktora when she works out at home. Kanina sinasabi niya na nasa balcony lang siya. So, this is her
Yes.
balcony.
It's me in my balcony.
The balcony work. Yeah, workout there. The balcony workout.
Yes.
And then this is her. Ayan, diba? Sweating it out.
Yes.
And this is how she do naman her work. So,
Yeah,
asa ka dito, Doktora? Ikaw yata yung... Ayan, ikaw yung naka-heart na naman.
Yes, that's me. Borahaying in the OR.
Borahay.
On top of the Sorry.
On top of the patient. On top of the patient.
The patient
Ayan.
doesn't sleep, don't worry. That's me in the clinic. Yes.
All right. So, this is your clinic in St. Luke's, right?
Yes, BGC.
Okay.
Me at work again.
And that's you at work. And also, Doctor, I'm also so amazed because you were able to influence your daughter as well, right? So here in this video, what we can see here is you're working out with your daughter. So
Yes, outside.
I think outside to. Wait, it's not playing. Okay.
Anyway,
so tell me about it, Doctora.
How was I able to do it with her? Because ever since after I gave birth, I used her as my weight. I would do squats and lunges while carrying her, breastfeeding her. I would carry her around everywhere, even when I was doing my long walks. She
Mm-mm.
would be on my back when I would be doing push-ups. So
I
I
saw
guess,
that.
yeah. So I guess because I've been using her as my weight during the time I was recovering from giving birth, she basically kind of got the routine that every time I work out, she works out with me. And then I realized that sometimes when I give my 1 hour to myself for working out,
Mm-mm.
I find that she's like always pining for me, pining for my attention. So I got the great idea, why
Mm-mm.
don't I make her do the exercises with me to make it seem as if she's playing with me? And that's where it stemmed from. And now
Yeah.
she loved working out with me. So throughout my whole Facebook, I have these mama baby workouts. I mean, she's no longer a baby, but you know what I mean.
That's your
I
quality time
enjoy,
with her na rin, no?
exactly. It's my playtime or quality time. One of our aim there is as well to promote fitness to mother and daughters and mothers and children everywhere. I guess we want them to live a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah. Doctora, you mentioned kanina that you were working out with your daughter, and that's during the time that you're parang nag what do you call this? Parang nagpapagaling ka dahil kakapanganak mo pa lang, right? So
Yeah,
some women kasi wouldn't want to do an exercise simply because baka mabinat daw, baka daw may mangyari dahil kakapanganak lang. What can you tell them? And what are the activities that you can suggest to them para at least hindi rin sila masyadong mag-alala na baka may mangyari sa akin kasi kakapanganak ko pa lang tapos nag-exercise na ako.
yeah.
What can you tell them po?
So first of all, every woman's journey is different. Okay, I just happen to be one of those tough women that gave birth like nothing else, and then I went back driving myself the next day. You know what I mean? But other women, it's so painful. It can take them from weeks to months to discover that their body is theirs again. They may feel sore for a very very long time. They have all these aches and pains in their hands, their feet, their knees. So for those women who are really struggling, don't give up hope. But what you can do is get a mindset. Okay, get your mindset that this is not going to be the end of my body. This is not the end of me being fit and healthy. Try and think on the brighter side of life. Think that, hey, I want to get back to how I used to be. So what is the easiest and the best way to do it? Do what I did. Carry your baby around with you and just go for a walk. Just go for a walk. Talk to your baby, sing to your baby, walk around the block, walk around the room if you have to. Just walk. I mean, if you can't go out of your apartment or your house, just walk around the house, sing to your baby, listen to BTS or listen to something that inspires you. Yes, music really inspires me. As a fitness instructor as well, an aerobics instructor, I love music throughout my life. And
Mm-mm.
music really, listening to the lyrics and the music. But right now, I've been really much into BTS. Even though it's in Korean, I always end up Googling the translation. And you'll realize it's really full of, yeah, it's really full of inspiration and it's amazing. So when you start to know what it means and then you listen to it, it just really inspires you. So find a certain music that inspires you, and listen to it while you're walking around with your baby. It can uplift you, because remember,
Mm-mm.
doing a small amount of exercise produces endorphins. Okay, endorphins is known as the
Mm-mm.
happy hormone. You will never go wrong with a
Mm-mm.
little bit of exercise.
Endorphin. I like what you're sharing, Doctor, because it seems that all of the suggestions that you're saying are all practical, no? Kasi you
Very
don't have
practical.
to, di ba, very practical. You just have to with their kids, and then it's
Yeah,
the kind of bond that you want to have with your kids, and at the same time you get healthy and physically fit as well, right? So it's very very practical.
yeah.
Uh,
Yes,
no,
that's
is
why
my
I
client.
you don't have to
Okay.
be fancy. You don't have to be fancy. You don't
Mm-mm.
have to have the big equipment I have. I mean, I've leveled up. I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years, so you can see that I've
Mm-mm.
leveled up. But for those who are just starting out, stay simple. Stay with a goal. Stay with a mindset first that you will have to change. You have to do this, okay? I will change for the better, and I will do this starting today. Miss Heidi, you have to drink 2 liters of water starting today, okay? Start
Okay,
small.
okay.
Start small.
Yes, I
Start
will start
small.
small. Actually, Doctor, that's one of the reasons why I also have this kind of topic during these 4 episodes. Kasi nga, I also want to learn. I've been procrastinating for how many years already, and every time I feel like starting, parang yun nga, the procrastinator in me would always say, sige, later na lang, bata ka pa naman. Ayan, inabot na tayo ng kung anong ano na, anong edad na, 'di ba? But yeah, ah okay, mindset talaga tayo, no? And drink a lot of water. Doctora, we have been talking for an hour already and sobrang bilis ng oras talaga. But
I know.
this is my last question. Diba? This is my last question to you. Do you think
Yeah.
that being healthy and fit, do you think that being healthy and fit really correlates
Mhm.
then to anyone's success? Is it essential? What can you say about it?
As on a personal
Pang
level,
miss you?
yes. Yes. I'm sweating from doing the plank. So, on a personal level, yes, it helped me a lot because, um, med school is no joke. Okay, we go through tons and tons of books. We have to study our asses off. Am I allowed to say ass on Facebook? Anyway, we study our butts off, and our stress levels are very high. Even as an orthopedics surgeon, residency and training, we deal with, you know, fractures left and right, emergencies left and right. When I was in training, I was a resident, first year resident, or was I pre-res? First year resident in the Sandigan Bayan bombing, and all those victims came rushing into St. Luke's, and I was the first year resident, and we were just seeing amputating legs left and right because of the Sandigan bombing. So all these stresses in life that you go through, it doesn't have to be as big as mine. It could be tiny. It could be, a family issue. It could be a personal issue. Maybe you're not dealing with how you look. You're not dealing with yourself mentally. I really believe that exercise really helps you deal with all these issues, all these stresses that you have in life, whether it's a mental stress, emotional stress, even a physical stress. A tiny bit of exercise has gotten me or made me sane, so to speak. Okay, it's made me realize that my mind can be opened up when I do exercise. So when I was studying before, I used to run at least 5 to 10 kilometers. Then I would do a little bit of weights, maybe 15 to 20 minutes before studying. And when I opened up those books, it seemed like all the endorphins just wanted the words and everything to go into my brain. So um, a lot of people when I was in med school asked me, how come you're exercising so much? When do you find the time? And yet I graduated the valedictorian of my class, blah blah blah. And I always tell them I exercise. I just really exercise. Yeah, I graduated the cum laude. I was the valedictorian of my med school class. So,
Oh my
and I did
gosh.
that. I did that because
We're looking at a total package here.
no, I did that because I basically I love to exercise before I studied. It really made it for some reason it opened my mind. It made me it made my brain more of a sponge, so to speak. I was able to sink in those medical terms, blah blah blah. So that's how I think exercise helped me in my journey of being a doctor and an orthopedic surgeon. So what else can exercise do? It helps you get rid of stress. Kung nainis ka sa husband mo, go outside, go for a walk, go for a run. Trust me, when you come back, you'll be all okay.
Totoo yun. Not that
Diba?
naiinis ako sa asawa ko. Pero nakakawala nga ng stress ang walking. Sa totoo lang.
Yes.
Y-
So,
Yung mga sinasabi nila, papahangin ka muna sa labas. So, it really,
mhm,
yun pala yung
it really
walking
does.
yun. It's not a hangin.
Yeah. So, like
So,
before, they used to make logo to me whenever they see me like run really fast or pound the treadmill really fast. Sino ka galit mo? I'm so stressed out.
because they know every time you do that, it means that you're parang releasing your stress lang, no?
Correct. Yeah. You know,
That's so
like,
nice.
it's okay. I just have a physiology test. I just have an anatomy test. It's okay.
Now I'm really convinced, Doctora. Sobrang thank you for validating my belief that to be holistically successful, you have to also take into consideration your health and being fit. Kasi nga, di ba, in like in your case, exercise really worked for you because as you said, every time you do your exercise, it makes your mind freer, and it's like being like a sponge. Para at least you can absorb all the things that you have to learn during your med school and your pre-meds. And you became cum laude pa and valedictorian of your class. So it's really amazing how exercise and proper diet and balanced diet really worked in your life.
Yeah.
Sobra akong natutuwa talaga sa episode na 'to, and I can't wait to start. I will tell you about my fitness journey. Oh my gosh, so help me, Lord.
Yes.
Medyo
Post
kinakabahan
it.
talaga ako.
Post it.
Medyo kinakabahan talaga ako kasi ito yung magko-compel sa'kin because I will commit to you. I will commit to you and I will post it. Ay, siguro kung magti-TikTok si Womanity or whatever, no, or sa my story nila, I will tag you every time I do my exercise. So that naman, para at least ma-feel mo that this episode really inspired other people. And unang-una na doon ako talaga. Thank you for inspiring us, Doktora. And lahat ng nuggets ng mga informations na sinabi mo sa amin ngayon and lahat ng learnings, I will really take note of it. And of course, our viewers also, I know that they will take note of it also for those who are watching live and for those who will be watching the replay later on. I know that they will be keeping in mind yung mga sinabi mo. And final message na lang, Doktora, if you want to promote anything or if you have anything more to say to our viewers, please do. The floor is
Oh,
yours.
I'm not, well, just promoting myself, I guess. So if you have any orthopedic issues, come and see me, Doc I Gamboa. I'm a sports medicine and foot and ankle specialist. But more importantly, I know a lot of your viewers are probably in either the BPO, IT, or basically desk job industry, which I already mentioned before. Just do me one thing and start preventing those occupational hazards. If you guys know that you're working from home, staying 8 to 12 hours on the desk, I always tell my patients one thing: to avoid the neck, the back, and all these other occupational hazards. Stand up every hour. Everyone has a cell phone. Set alarm on your cell phone that will ring every hour. Put it away from your desk and stand up. Stretch your muscles for 1 minute during that hour and then come back. Okay, never sit down tuloy because it's really going to wreak havoc on your back and your health basically. Okay, so that's basically what I want to preach. Don't sit down too much. Get up, get some fresh air, go out on the balcony, jumping jacks or something.
Yes. And when all else fails, kung hindi nyo ginawa yung kay Doktora at talagang nagkasakit pa rin kayo and you need her service, sa kanya pa rin kayo pupunta. So it's
No.
either it's either you listen to her or you go to her. All right. Thank you, Doktora. Sobrang thank you talaga for this episode.
You're welcome.
Jello wasn't able to come back because of technical or internet
No.
connection
Okay.
issues. But we will
Yeah.
have another session with him because I really want to know naman yung mga physical aspects that he will be sharing to us din naman later on.
Yeah.
So, thank you again, Doctora. And guys, sobrang I know that you have learned a lot from this episode, from this third episode that we have for you for this special month. And for the next week naman, for next week, our episode will be about finances naman. Okay, if you're a woman and if you think that you're spiritually healthy already, if you think that you know your strengths already, if you know that you're healthy and physically ready, then magpunta na tayo doon sa last part, which is financially healthy as well. So, next week we will be joined in by another very special guest, si Sir Jong Merida. So, sobrang excited ako dyan because pinagbigyan po tayo ni Sir Jong Merida. And I hope that next week will be another fun-filled episode with him at marami tayo talaga matututunan. Guys, I hope a lot of today's episode. Until next week, Dr. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Heidi.
Good night. Bye.